Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode we got quite a bit done. We talked to Feng, we did some stuff for Ankita, we built her ship mine. Now I think I'm going to carry on with my expedition of the Free Spoke, but we also need to cross the Founders Gap, and we got a discount, and I'm wondering how much that discount is. It's going to cost me 100 cryo, and that's quite expensive. I'm not going to do that right now, because money's a little tighter than I'd like to admit. We do have a 1. Can I use that 1 to hack a Heaven Edge agent, a Harden agent? Ooh. You remember the guy who lived here? He didn't tip. Time for him to see the consequences. Will a 6 work? No. Okay, so we need 5s. We need 5s, huh? Interesting. There's a Heaven Edge agent. Do you accept this? No. No, no, no. Heaven Edge agent. Turns out we can't do any hacking either, huh? Can I do Yataghan? They require a 1. I don't know who buys Yataghan data though, so I don't know if that's actually worthwhile. Because I'm not going to use it anywhere else. Let's just get the data. Right. Do we want to climb the spoke? Let's see if we can climb the spoke. We have 2 6s. 2 6s. We should be able to do this. 100% positive. In theory, that's going to be 2 2s. And here we go again. There we go. We climbed. I think Killer's up here. Ooh. Okay, so we've learned of the Paz import-export business. Spoke exporter. You sell. I can sell a ship mine. Paz says she has a contract. We'll take ship mines. But she reminds you any ship mined from the eye fetches a lower price. 150 cryo? In what world does that pay out? I suppose if you get really lucky with the scrap exchange? We can export Matsutake? Paz knows a spacer. We'll take Matsuke out to the Starwood Belt, but only in bulk. 80 cryo for 3 batches, huh? Or we can just buy a ship-mined core. Paz claims this ship-mined was scavenged from a Solheim executive yacht, which is why it costs so much. But there's another place for us to get a ship-mined, which is kind of cool. Shall we ascend in the Ascension car? Let's have a look. Take the Ascender car to the Eye's central hub. Sure. Wow. This I did not expect this. So that's the Descender car. This lets us go back down again, right? Okay, yep. And we have the AE1 mainframe, the station's central mainframe, and the hub. Let's go to the mainframe. The AE1 mainframe is now mostly disused. Heaven Edge having set up their own master controllers. Navigator thinks Killer is hiding there. Let's do this. I'm excited for this. Hopefully it doesn't go horribly wrong. Neutral outcome. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Uh-oh. You slip into the cloud. As easy as blinking. Navigator is beside you, their sphere casting light into the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should be. A center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, a rootless, branchless tree. Only the trunk remains. Is Killer even here? Quiet, Navigator hisses. And then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere, gliding once more, searching. What is it? The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer, and you see now it's not an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. It glides past, closer now, and you see into the voids where its eyes would be, should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It's blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move close to Navigator to talk. You saw it too then. Killer has been blinded. How? Unclear. The protocol has been running for decades, well past its operational limit. Navigator's sons dull as they drop their voice to a whisper. This may give us an advantage over the protocol. You flinch as the silent killer appears closer and glides past you. Its empty sockets open wide. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing the orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you, suddenly desperate, frantic. It's a trap. You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes, and you see them framed in the empty socket. You realize now, if Navigator cannot move, then it is only a matter of time before one of Killer's sweeps brings them directly through the Navigator. And time is not a problem for a protocol that has been hunting for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, for a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. Then you see it. 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these, and the mainframe collapses, once and for all, severing the connection, shattering the hardware. Whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality, that expression of fear and after-image that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Okay. The AE Branch 1, AE Branch 2, AE Branch 3. Well, let's start at 1 and see what we need to do. This controller protocol, the last spindly branches feeding into the mainframe, unlock access and you might be able to break them. Right, so we need keys. I don't know where to get keys from, unless... Keynodes. There are 3 keynodes here. What do we need to get into these keynodes? Ores? Oh my. 5? Wait, did I already click that one? Or is there 2 4s and a 5? 6. Okay, so we need a 4, 5 and a 6. You say. That's quite a lot. Let's go to the hub before we leave. There doesn't appear to be a countdown, but that doesn't mean much. Okay, so here we have spacer socializing. The hub is thronging with spacers from across the surrogate systems. It can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. Or we can access manifests. The stacked bays house a flow of incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifests will help you get your head around this place. Both risky. I don't know what Weightless Wanderer is going to achieve for me. Up here there is no gravity, so even just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. So we have to rest. Let's descend. Because we need to get our dice back. I feel like maybe I should recover my condition. I'm a little bit worried about my condition because I'm going to only have 3 dice. I'd rather have 5 dice. I haven't spoke to Sabine in a long time. Should we? We have the money. Let's go and do it now. Acquire some stabilizer. Sabine is selling off the case of stabilizer vial by vial. You've been able to talk with them since your last visit. Toshiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, he doesn't respond. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film, marked with holes and sigils, unrolls from around the vial. At one end it has a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? Inspect the handle. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F. And then, crudely scratched into the handle at some later date. Low end. For a moment you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end to find out. Well, luckily we actually have access to the low end. Oh, we gained an upgrade point, and we bought ourselves some extra time, 1 vial at a time. Can I buy another vial here? I can't. Good. So it's not like that hasn't just cut it off. Let's go to Unit 207F. You find the entrance to the apartment. Its passkey symbol obscured beneath layers of graffiti. Who lives here? The lock clunks open. The metal door swinging inward into the dark. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on the inside of the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room, with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet, towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by a faint glow of a terminal screen. Inspect the room. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Let's approach the terminal. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper. Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare to show my face. Something is happening within Yataghan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yataghan was supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise, like waves, passes over the recording. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance, something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And as you know, you need me. Pause. Something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yataghan's noose around my neck. Give me data. Give me information. Give me something that I can use against Yataghan. Then I can get out, and you can get what you need. Please. Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss. Then, silence. Let's access the terminal. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what debt do they owe Yataghan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase lab on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yataghan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. You want Yataghan data, you say. How much? 3? Well, just so happens I've been sitting on quite a lot. Sabine's terminal sits open in the empty apartment, waiting for the next batch of Yataghan data. The terminal chirps, the data quickly tucked away in Sabine's encrypted system. 2? I sure hope this doesn't bite me. I like Sabine. I think I like Sabine more than I like Yataghan gangsters, but then Yataghan gangsters buy my Heaven Edge data. So I hope I don't cut some ties here and burn some bridges. Of course, they don't know it was me who gave her the data, I suppose. Well, there we go, that's 3. With enough data on Yataghan's activities, Sabine might be able to bargain for their freedom. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yataghan data uploaded, the air crackles with white noise. Sleeper? Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. Sabine? A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short. I don't know if Yataghan are monitoring me. Her voice is hushed, distant. Try to focus on it. The data you've been bringing in from Yataghan agents, there's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants. Records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants and I didn't enable any of this functionality. Their voice dips under the level of the noise, like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine re-emerges. Has to be somehow baked into their wetware's interface. That's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Wait, why? Every Yatagan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on the enforcers' bodies, on their performance. Why? I can't tell. But I can promise you, these foot soldiers have no idea this is going on. The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yatagan could have a mutiny on their hands. You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my dead. Yannick? He's one of the heads of Yatagan. They pause. It's better you don't know him. Keep it that way. Suddenly, a banging echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered panic. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. Then the sharp crack of a disconnect, and silence fills the apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does Yatagan have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering? And more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be Yatagan's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glancing around as you close it up, and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. Wow. I believe we actually got 3 points now, don't we? We have 3 upgrade points. We could increase our interface to +2, which would open up a lot of things. I think I'm going to do this. Use up a lot of our points, but I think that will allow us to be even better at hacking, which is a wonderful way of us making money right now. So yeah, we're going to keep going with that. But I think I'm going to end the episode here. So thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does help support me and keep the channel alive. And as always, I'll see you next time.